Well, I figured I'd been kind of painting on canvas for quite a while, and it's kind of the norm, you know, people do paint on canvas. I needed something a little bit more dynamic, and I felt that this particular style that I painted, it lends itself well to, you know, to that kind of surface, stainless steel. So I've got a friend who works with steel. You know, I went around there one day, I spoke to him, I said, what do you think about me painting on steel? And he says, well, you know, give it a go. And the difference was, rather than painting on canvas with the steel, I actually laid the steel flat. So when it came to painting, it was almost like, you could imagine Pollock painting, like Jackson Pollock, when it was drips of paint on. However, I use like squirty bottles, so I'll squirt the paint on, and then I'll rub the paint with my fingers a lot of the time. So basically my brush are my fingers, and I feel really comfortable that way. I feel more in the painting, you know, rather than having a tool between me and the surface. I think that if you know, and I do work with brushes, but I feel more comfortable working with my fingers. I feel that I've got more control that way. Well, a good friend of mine and gallery owner, Charles Andrews, came up with this idea of celebrating the arts, or the artists, and we basically got his heads together and thought, you know, let's make something out of this. I mean, the big idea was with Charles, but you know, I produced the artwork, and we basically got the images on the T-shirt. And it is all about celebrating the, you know, the arts, the artists, the writers, the actors. You know, that's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to get them out there. We've got a linen piece that we want to use, a watercolor that I did, where I did actually use brushes on that one. And we're going to try and get that on hoodie, which I think will look pretty cool. And you know, things like bags, hoodies, T-shirts, maybe go into jackets, you know, later on. We'll see how things go with it. But I think the main thing is getting a product out there with these icons on, and you know, making a statement. Well, ARTerioMotive.com will be celebrating artists from all walks of life. It's not necessarily an actor, you know, or a visual artist. It's basically everyone. The world's our oyster. You know, we're going to be celebrating everybody. You know. Yeah, so keep checking the website, ARTerioMotive.com, for new products, new pieces, new artists, and hopefully you'll come up with something really cool.